Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Adobe Live. We're back here. I'm here with Ryan Selvy, and today we're going to work on a bunch of illustrations in
Illustrator and
yes.
a little bit of Firefly, a little bit Express. We'll be hopping around just kind of like you were hopping around literally 5 minutes ago. So
perfect. I can't wait to see it. Why don't you give everyone a little intro as to what you do, who you are, the kind of work that you do, for those that haven't watched Ryan's streams before, and therefore you're missing out. But welcome, everyone. Hello, Robin. Hello, Oliver. Thanks for being here. All right, kick it off.
So my name's Ryan Selvy. I am a digital illustrator and motion graphics artist, and I like to make little cute aliens as little illustrations, but I also am very inspired by video games and liking to make things move. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be working on some video game-like assets, and since you just did some Halloween stuff, I'm kind of feeling inspired, and I'm thinking that we could also do some Halloween stuff.
Friends inspiring each other, amazing.
But
so what are you thinking?
I'm thinking maybe a little something like we make up like a fake like headless horseman game.
Oh, okay.
And then we can have it like pretend to be a side scroller sort of thing.
Okay.
But
I'm excited.
First need to figure out what a horse looks like. So let's actually just do headless horseman.
Please comment a horse in the chat if you can draw a horse without reference image, because that is so impressive.
I don't trust you.
Feel free to lie. We won't know, but I will want to see proof after.
Oh, maybe we can't do headless horseman. So we'll just do horse.
Horseman and then a head. Wait, you don't need the head.
Horseman without head? Or
no,
just,
you don't need the head.
Okay, just horseman.
Just in your mind, remove that part.
Okay, we'll just remove that part. I'll just content aware it out in my head.
It will content aware, it will generative AI in here, or do you need to use Firefly?
Well, yeah, I'm just using it straight in here within Photoshop. You can also use Firefly, but I'm also using the generative thing. Oh, that's a close-up horse, you guys.
That is very, I feel like you might have more success if you pop on. I think this works. I think this works great for a video game.
Yeah, no, that's terrifying. I'm a little scarred right there, but it's okay. All right, so we're gonna hop into.
If you hop into the text to prompt, the prompt to text, no, text to image, one of those combination of words, over on Adobe Firefly, it should maybe do a better job.
I wonder if they'll let me do headless horseman over here.
Something about headless.
It might not be.
No,
it's too short. Okay, so horse with person on top.
Person riding horse.
Person riding horse. Would that be long enough? I was trying to make it long in a way.
Right. Well, here we go.
Oh, okay. What if we say profile of horse with person on top?
Yeah, this is where you really have to kind of like play around with the prompt. I find it kind of fun because it makes me think about like all the different ways I could describe the thing I'm trying to achieve.
Right.
So I think it's interesting to see what you can come up with, and feel free to play with those content types because you might be able to get a different kind of.
Oh yeah, rather
it
than
might be a little bit better if it does photo because
photo.
There might be more that it's pulling from.
Or maybe even graphic.
Yeah.
I want to say of full
maybe
horse, right?
Full. What about profile view of horse?
Profile view, because I want the whole body.
Okay, so try that. If you have any prompt ideas, send them to us in the chat. And if you have any questions for Ryan as he illustrates in Illustrator, send it to us.
Okay, this one's stylized and I like it.
And
I like it.
If you can search similar, maybe.
Oh, yeah, okay, all right.
On that drop down.
Tap this bad boy. It's have it saved in my favorites, but then if we go to edit, we can do show similar.
Show similar.
And then it'll make some more.
Yeah. And you have enough legs, so that's nice.
Kind of. This one is like a little bit of it, but I'm still feeling the best about this one. And also what I honestly really need is just this little thing here.
Just the head, the profile?
You can actually save it and then pull it back up, but I like to just do.
He's being quick with it.
I just like to do this really quickly,
which is kind of nice. I hadn't thought of doing that.
Yeah, no, I'm very. This is
speed.
3 years, but that's okay. So what I was thinking.
It's perfect for video game inspo because it's not giving you the exact thing.
Yeah, no, it's very much its own existence. So I'm thinking what we're going to be messing with the colors. That's kind of what we're focusing on today is we'll be going in and we're doing some regenerative color, but I like to at least kind of give it a good place to start. And so naturally with like a side scrolling game, you probably have like the bottom here, maybe you have some platforms.
Do you usually How do you usually source color palettes?
A lot of times I will kind of go into Photoshop and I will do like a random, I don't know, we'll say like 500 by 500, and I will just come up with maybe like 4 colors that I know I want to use. Well, actually, let's do it for real. So I'll say like I want to do maybe purple. I want to do...
Because we're going Halloween theme-ish,
yes,
right?
Halloween.
Just a little heads up for everyone. If you have a theme, that can help guide your color palette, and then use this process to fine-tune it.
And so what I like to do is I like to just kind of pull something kind of close, and I used to just like pick the colors that I picked, and then it would be kind of, I need one more color. What should I do? Black?
Maybe red?
A red, like a deep red?
Yeah.
Is that too wild? That's too wild.
Yeah.
No, we need like maybe a pink.
Okay, yeah.
Pink would work. That can be kind of spooky
There we go.
if we mix with it.
Yeah.
And so what I like to do is to make it feel really cohesive is a lot of times I will add layers on top of that that applies to all 4 colors.
Yeah.
So then that way it feels a little bit more cohesive. So I'll go into here, I'll go into my curves, and
This is fascinating. I've never seen anyone pick colors like this.
No.
No.
And so then I'll go to my red sliders. And so down here, this is your shadows and this is your highlights. And so depending on how much you want red in your shadows and reds in your highlights, so it'll apply it to all 4 colors. So I'll go in here and I'll say like maybe I want some more reds in my shadows, and it'll make adjustments to everything, and I'll kind of like bring it down. And if you really play with these, you can make really vibrant colors. And then you can switch outside of those curves in many different places. And then...
so you're like fine-tuning how much green is in the entire color palette.
Yeah. And this also really helps too with contrast and like accessibility a lot of times.
True.
Because then it makes everything feel cohesive, but then also at the very end of it, you can go to RGB. You can see all the things that I already did. And you can maybe like... find places where you need to have a little bit more attention.
I like this. Yeah, because you're like, I know I want purple, green, orange, and pink, but I want them to work together. And this, using the curves, you're able to kind of make them all live in the same little world.
Exactly.
I like this, and I will be stealing it, as should all of you. And we have a little comment here from Julia on YouTube. Hi, Julia. They said that you can change the aspect ratio to accommodate the length to get you more full bodies over on Firefly.
Oh, that's a very good choice.
Maybe because you were in square, it was just giving you the profile, but if you switch to horizontal, probably would get the full horse. So.
No, that's a great point.
So good point out there, Julia. You get a point.
2 points. And we'll be keeping track of points as we go through the next hour, so please, you're in the lead right now.
Yeah, Julia is at the top. And if you want to beat out Julia, you need to send us great questions or great comments. So bring them on over, whether you're in the YouTube chat or in the Behance chat. I can see all of your comments, so we got eyes everywhere. Okay, what are you doing?
I ended up putting one more layer on top. I just did a fill, and I changed it to soft light, and I brought down the opacity to kind of add a blue to everything. You don't really see much change in that except for the bottom left and the top left.
That's cool.
And there's no specific science to this. Like sometimes I'll even go in and, I'll change like my levels so that maybe the darkers are a little bit darker, or, my lights are a little bit lighter. But it's really just getting to a place, and it helps you make them cohesive. But that's all also way before we even had any of this generative recolor stuff.
I don't know how useful this is. No, it's very useful because this is kind of your starting point of colors.
Exactly.
And then you can go from there. So it's all kind of, you can pick and choose what you use in your process from the stream.
This is also a pro tip right here, because a lot of times when you're in Illustrator, you're working on things that can be used for something that's printed out or something. It's very helpful to make sure that you always go into your document color mode and you're working within the color range that you want to work in. So CMYK is normally for print and RGB is for screens. I predominantly work in screens, so I normally like to always go into RGB. Normally when I'm over in Photoshop, it already is in the RGB color space, but you would go to image and mode, and that's where your color space is here. But then over in Illustrator, if you hop over into this area, it's under file. And that way you'll see when I paste it, now it feels a little bit more saturated and closer to what it was.
Because before when you pasted it was dull,
like desaturated, right? And boring, like printing colors.
It was printing colors. Boo. Boo paper. Pro screens. Plus 2 points
Hot
for
takes.
you.
Oh, I get points. Oh, I'm catching up. I didn't realize I was part of this.
I don't know. everyone's involved.
It's like, whose line is it anyway?
Yeah. So, okay. Now, you're using what tools to start creating this horse shape? Because I think that's what you're doing here.
Yep.
That's what I'm inferring.
Yeah, you're on something smart there. So I used just the ellipse tool for this. I used the square tool for this, but then I ended up using, so I made this, and I used the cursor tool to select my 2 points, and I pressed the scale button with S to then point this area right here in the middle to say that I want to scale it in between these spots.
Wow.
So I used to, go in here and I'd be like, well, I want it to be equidistant, so like I'm gonna have to do here and
And then
use,
you're like fighting with your
ruler.
eyeballs trying
Yeah.
to figure it out. Yes.
But if you just do that and then you press S, then you can scale it and move it around so that it
so
comes in together.
smart.
Which is
As
nice.
someone who uses primarily Adobe Fresco, where you hand draw everything, this is so nice.
It's a game
so
changer.
nice, yeah.
I'm also going to add another anchor point by pressing the plus tool so that I can then go into this additional area. And I want to kind of replicate this area where maybe we need to have this go up a little bit. And also, guys, please mind, I am not a horse person, so this might look a little silly.
What? That's so weird. In the description of this video, it said Ryan horse
Horse guy.
Yeah.
Horse boy.
So weird. And now you're totally
Now I'm just
undoing
bringing it back.
All right. Well, in the last stream, we had a lot of spider experts. Maybe in this stream, we have some horse experts that can give you some pro
equestrian.
tips. Some equestrian nerds that can give us some tips.
So what I'll do here is like now we have a bunch of different shapes. If I press Control Y, I can see all those shapes on top of each other, and I don't necessarily want that. So what I'm going to do is by pressing V, I'm going back to my cursor. I'm going to highlight everything to say this is what I want to talk about. Hold Shift M, and that's going to open up my shape building tool. And then when I do that, I can just like do a scribble and say I want to put everything together.
Everything together, please.
And it makes it all one big thing, which is nice.
That makes so much sense.
Now, some of these curves aren't how I want them to be, so I am a big fan personally of the changing corner tool. So
love
you go.
it.
Oh, that saves my
I
life.
love it. Why use the pen tool
Why?
when you can use just corners? It's amazing.
And so I'm going to maybe add like a little edge here, and then I'm noticing that there's a little bit
lip.
here.
You forgot the lip.
Too much. I need more lip. My mom always told me I have too much lip, but here we are.
The horses are upset. They have no mouth. Okay, perfect. Ooh,
Add that.
it's a strong lip.
It's a strong lip.
He's like upset. But you said it was going to be like a headless horseman type of image, so maybe it is a little bit.
It's a little bit
rowdy.
spooky. It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit aggravational.
A little bit, yeah, aggro.
A little aggro.
All right.
Okay. So now I'm also realizing this is a little bit too close for that. So
The coolest thing about Illustrator is that all those points are editable all the time, all along the way. So, he can change his mind as many times as he wants.
Even if it's not beneficial to me, maybe I can still technically make the changes.
Yeah. Oh, that looks a lot more natural.
Yeah.
But I mean,
still
he's
kind of looks like an anteater a
got,
little bit.
he's got a lip. They bred him for this.
All right.
It's a special
They
trait.
paid for this. They paid for this horse.
Yeah.
We're gonna give a big old nostril because I feel like the
I feel like he's upset.
yeah, he's upset. He's
Right?
the headless
He's
horseman,
riled up.
right? And also we're gonna try to get through this real quick just because I know we also want to do some color stuff. We're here for a whole hour, but we've already gone through the
hanging
first
out.
13 minutes. So.
Hey, and while we're here and the rest of this time, why don't you ask Ryan some questions about how he illustrates using Illustrator, all these little tips and tricks he has up here that he can share with you if you ask him the right question.
And you have enough points.
And you get points.
If you have enough points, then I'll give you better
That's
answers.
going to really help you out. The points, you don't know what they come in handy for down the line.
But
No promises.
yeah,
No
no
promises.
promises.
Okay, so now you've chosen to keep just 2 ears.
2 little ears. Yeah, we're not gonna
Yeah.
do 3.
All right.
That's
It's a little too spooky.
It's a little too much. Maybe if you get farther in the game, like you can unlock more ears.
Yeah.
But right now, we're
let's
just
start
gonna
with 2.
do this. All right.
I respect
So
that.
I want to go back to here. This one has this is a long neck boy, but I think
Yeah.
we're gonna be inspired by it because we need plenty of space for our headless horseman rider.
And now you're using the pen tool, I see.
Yes,
All
big
right.
fan of the pen tool. Definitely one of those things that if you're new to Illustrator or other programs, it takes a little bit of a while to get used to. But once you do, it's like one of those things. It's like you're going to be so thankful that you learned it because it's useful in so many other programs. like including After Effects.
I feel like it just takes one like project that you do in Illustrator that you use the pen tool and you kind of start to understand exactly like how to manipulate it for the projects that you're doing. Once you do that one time, then you kind of, it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
We have an amazing question here from Wade.
Ooh.
What's your favorite Illustrator tool and why?
My favorite Illustrator tool.
You can only pick one.
Pathfinder. I definitely like Pathfinder. I'm trying to learn more to use the shape builder tool, because I see people do it online all the time. But I have through and through really learned the ins and outs of Pathfinder, and I really build a lot of the things that I make through it.
He's a Pathfinder guy.
Pathfinder guy.
Why don't you let us know what your favorite Illustrator tools are in the chat, and maybe Ryan will use them along the way. You don't know. You don't know.
To that point, actually, what I just did is, I think it was maybe Anna Davis Court that taught me this. I'm not sure. But when you hold Shift and the squiggly line, whatever, I forget what
The
this is called. The inye, you can take a...
I think it's a tilde.
Tilde. That's what it is. Tilde.
Yeah.
Tilde Swanson or whatever. If you press Shift and tilde, then you can make a curved line out of a straight line, which is really nice. And it doesn't even have to be in the center.
Give that horse a back.
Yeah, right. Baby got back.
Yeah.
And so then I'm going to continue to make this guy.
Yep.
And we have a...
Oh, Umacorn, amazing question. Which tool took you the longest to master?
Longest to master.
He's mastered all of them at this point.
All of them, yeah. That's all behind me,
Yeah.
so I don't remember.
It's been such a long time.
I got to think back to when I was like 8 years old. What took me the most to master? I would say maybe...
All the commands?
Probably all the commands. That's a really good point. This is a video game, so it doesn't need to be accurate. So we're just going to give him long little legs like
I was
this.
thinking it was going to be hyper realistic, but I'll take it. I'll take the stylized horse. You know, I think we should all give already a round of applause for Ryan for committing to drawing a horse live on stream. I don't think there's a lot of people who would literally seconds before the stream be like, let's draw a horse live in Illustrator. Everyone drop some horses and some clap emojis for Ryan because
in the chat.
You're watching an artiste.
Magic happen in real life.
Look at that horse.
That's
beauty.
Something. It's technically
it's
yours.
Beauty,
and she's great.
You know, Kyle T. Webster said he never knew that keyboard shortcut, the one for the curve.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wait,
congrats.
Oh,
yeah.
Check that out.
That's cool.
Okay. So we're going to have a little horse here, and then now we're going to get to my part that I actually like. So I sped through that so that we're able to get to like the fun character design. So
Okay.
When you think of the Headless Horseman, do you normally put a pumpkin on his head, or do you put a skull in his arm? What do you normally do?
Wow. Well, now that you said pumpkin, that's what I think.
That's what
I
you're
think that's
thinking
what I think.
immediately.
But the way you posed the question,
I'm sorry.
left me. We'll never know what I truly think.
We'll
anymore.
never know. I have some
It was
bias.
biased.
Yeah.
It was a biased question.
Okay.
Oh, this is an amazing question from Stuart. Stuart Fickling over on Behance. Thank you for this question. Do you always think that you might animate your illustrations when you work in Illustrator?
A lot of times I do. I really keep it in mind because I am predominantly a motion designer by trade. And normally when I get into animating, I need to have a very well divided file so then I can then identify different things. So if I go into it knowing that I'm going to be animating it, I might be a little bit more organized. Whereas like right now we're all working just
in one layer.
On one layer. But yeah, no, if I have it in mind, I normally can do it. Right now, we're going with the flow, so we're going to see where it goes. But
well, Annika has a great question, which is, can you save? So that's an amazing question.
I don't know how to do that.
Amazing question from the chat. Saving you.
Control Shift
saving
S,
everyone.
baby.
Good call.
Save that
Good
cloud
call.
document. Headless Horseman. Yeah, Annika's been there before when I have worked on something for hours on stream before, and then it has unfortunately disappeared because of various reasons. And I've been a little cranky boy for that. So.
Yeah, so you just saved the day before anything bad could happen. Oh, I like this little booty.
A little booty.
Okay, cowboy.
Cowboy, Headless Horseman. And you can see
Adorable.
I'm still always using that sweet corner tool because I don't want to have to be responsible for making curves by myself.
Yeah. Why not save yourself the trouble?
And you know what? I feel like they always like to whinny whenever you see the
To do what?
to whinny.
That's what it's called?
Yeah. Like,
All right. I don't know the technical term. Unfortunately, I'm not an equestrian expert like Ryan is,
Like
who
me.
is both an Illustrator expert and an equestrian expert today until 2 p.m.
Yep. That's and don't ever ask me about it afterwards.
Oh,
'cause-
that was cool. I liked how you shifted those little legs.
Yeah, with his little legs. Don't talk down to my horse.
Sorry.
This is
Big
beefy legs.
big legs. Big, intense, strong horse. Stallion legs.
Thank you.
Yes, some respect on this.
Have you ever
horse.
been to Sleepy Hollow before? It's up in New York.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I feel like I would remember if I did. I've
It's
been to
cute.
Salem.
You've been? Oh, I've wanted to go to Salem.
Salem
I've
on
never
this
been to Salem.
Halloween themed stream.
Yeah, we're a little early, but I'm. It's never too early for me for.
Halloween stuff
for
has been in
Halloween.
stores.
Since,
how long?
Since 4th of July.
Yeah, so we're everything's fine. you
Everything's
guys.
fine.
Everything's fine.
That's
Okay.
a long arm. We need to calm that down a little bit.
He's excited, but he's supposed to be like threatening, right?
Yeah.
Well, okay, so maybe not too excited then.
Well, excited to
Excited
kill.
to whoa, too far. Ryan,
well, I
too
guess this horseman kills people though, right? Like that's a thing,
Yeah,
right?
I don't know what he does. That's his business.
That's his business. I don't. Okay.
All right. So now we're doing the arms of the headless horseman. And while Ryan is working on the arms of the headless horseman, I have 2 questions for everyone in the chat. My first question is, do you have a question for Ryan? Because if so, you should drop it. And my second question is, what should the name of this horse be? Over on my stream, which you can catch the replay of later, we named my spider, the name I cannot remember right now.
Boris.
And
Boris.
then I think we should name the horse.
Yeah.
Or does the
Headless horseman have a name?
have
I don't
a name?
know.
Does the horse of the headless horseman have a name?
Oh, I
These
mean
are
it
all
has
really
to,
good
right?
questions. These are all really good questions. This cape is amazing. I
I'm
really
glad
like
you
the
know what it
movement
is.
that you add in your illustrations, kind
Thank
of
you.
by nature. Like you're thinking already with movement.
Yeah.
quite
I mean,
impressive.
you gotta do it, right?
I mean,
We're gonna
if
see if I
you're a
can-
motion designer, I suppose so.
We're gonna level up, do both a horse and a hand live on stream.
This guy, what can he do? You're not even gonna reference the hand. You're just going for
We're
it.
gonna just go for
Just
it,
going
baby.
for it. A little Simpson
Little Simpson vibes.
Little Simpson vibes. That's all right.
It can be. And the other thing that's nice about spooky season is like with hands and stuff, things can be way more stylized because it's like, no, that's a spooky hand. That doesn't have to be
Anatomically.
anemone.
Yeah, this is a video game once again. As a
Yes.
little reminder for everyone, we're doing a video game illustration. And do you often do video game illustrations?
I like to. I really want to make a video game. It's in my 10-year plan.
Okay.
And so if you guys have ever watched my streams or anything like that, you know I like to do little aliens and stuff. But I thought it would be nice to do something just special just for
For Adobe Live.
Just for this Adobe Live.
Yes.
Because
Because you guys all deserve it.
you're worth it.
Wade is saying that it's possibly Daredevil, the name of the horse, depending on your take on the Headless Horseman origin.
Oh,
So,
okay.
kind
I
of
didn't know that.
interesting.
Is
Kind of
that's
interesting.
canon?
Literally, I'm not sure.
think
We're
about
just going with it. Basically, you could tell me anything. I'd probably believe it right now. on
And
the
if
stream.
Wade says it, then it's just,
Yeah.
Is he moderator for this today? Or is there another moderator? There's not a mod wall? Okay, good.
Shout out to Andres. Shout out to Andres. Shout out to Monica. Umacorn, thanks for being here, watching this stream today.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, so I also noticed when do you usually start coloring your illustrations?
Once I get down like the base shape here, I can then kind of return to it. This is Illustrator shaming me, being like, "Hey, we're saving for you now because clearly you don't, Ryan."
You're not doing a great job.
I'm not
so
good at
we're
hitting
gonna
that Command S.
We're going to take the reins.
Yeah, the
Get it?
rain.
The reins. Oh, so smart.
Rain
so good.
on me.
So good with equestrian
okay.
terms.
So we have that. 'Cause
Amazing. Also, amazing hands.
Thank you. One is way bigger than the other, so we're gonna actually have to scale this up. But one of the reasons why I don't also do color until kind of later in the game is because with illustration specifically, I always like to make sure that there is like a focus on the silhouette and that you can kind of understand what's going on without color. And then that helps me shape it so then later when I come back in for color, it has a stronger feeling. So.
Okay, that makes sense. And then what are you gonna do for the head?
We're gonna do a little pumpkin here because
Yes,
that's because you said I had to, right?
I won.
Unless there were other
biggest
suggestions in
prize.
chat, but I didn't know.
There's no current suggestions in chat, but please comment a pumpkin if you think of the headless horseman has a pumpkin head, or comment a skull if your team skull head.
But you don't got much time because it's already happening.
The pumpkin's happening, but I would like to know your opinion.
But if everyone says it very quickly,
if everyone
we have to
suddenly
switch it
says
over.
skull, then Ryan will have to start from scratch.
From scratch, we're going to delete everything we've done so far, and we're going to go from there.
This is a wonderful pumpkin. You're using the pen tool this time instead of the just like
Shapes.
circles.
Yeah. Just working on the fly here. Now, do you normally carve a pumpkin?
It's Team Pumpkin right now.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone, for validating both my feelings and his work.
That's really important. Validate their feelings.
Do I carve pumpkins? Sometimes I do, but sometimes I'm like, it's quite messy, and I'm not
Yes.
that invested.
And I also don't eat the seeds.
No, I don't
my
do
fiance
anything
eats the
with
seeds, but I do not, and so it's a lot of waste.
I feel like I could draw on it. Like,
Yeah.
Also, I don't enjoy the rotting nature. Once you carve it, it starts to rot, and I feel like if I just draw with like a Sharpie on top, maybe same effect, at least in photos.
But you know what? Sometimes there's somebody in your neighborhood that like just leaves it out till like New Year's, and you're like, dude, come on, that is rotting on the street, please.
But it's good for the ecosystem.
Is it? Because
I guess in certain places, but if you live in the city, then you're just feeding like
the
vermin.
rats.
Yeah, which maybe is not the best thing.
Not the
But
best.
Clever Devlin says that they love to eat the seeds, roasted and salted, which I feel like that sounds nice.
That's great.
Yeah.
I mean, see, you're doing much better than I am. We're just gonna give him one tooth, right?
All right. Yeah,
Right?
yeah. One Tooth is like
Classic.
he's been fighting for his life and he lost all his teeth. You know?
Or he's a little baby.
Or he just grew.
He just grew one little baby.
He just grew one.
So,
Okay, this is an amazing evil pumpkin.
Okay. And what does he collect in the game? Like, in the game, you have to obviously pick something up as if they were coins, right? So.
For 1 second, I was like, what is Ryan talking about? And then I realized, okay.
Video game.
What does he collect? The headless horseman?
Yeah.
Does he collect heads?
But that'd be dark,
Is
right?
that his, like, desire? Ultimate wish?
I guess, right?
Or is it, like, horse food?
It depends.
Just
Is the game for the horse or the headless horseman?
I feel like if it was my game, I just play like farming games, so it'd definitely be just like collecting stock. What's it called? Food stock or whatever.
Did you have that Barbie
livestock.
horse game growing up?
No,
My sisters did.
I had the mermaid one.
We didn't have the mermaid
There was
one.
like a Barbie mermaid game that I really liked.
Ooh.
But
sponsored.
yeah, not sponsored. But yeah, I feel like the horse just wants food, but the headless horseman is out for vengeance.
Okay.
Right? For those that cut his head off.
Is that what happened?
I
don't know the story as well as I really should.
Everything up. All right. So I feel like Wade is like, no, that's not the story. But this is our video game.
This is our video game, so we have
Ryan's video game.
We have
became
no,
mine.
it's ours. So you're in it. You're in it now. Thank you for your investment.
Look, Stuart said nachos. Misty said collecting apples.
Oh, apples is cute.
Yeah. So Wade said souls.
Souls, we can make little ghosty boys.
It's not too dark, Wade. I think that's accurate for the headless horseman.
All right.
Christopher over on YouTube said he collects heads and tries to find his own head.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I could see that. That's what I was thinking
That
too.
tracks.
Yeah. And if you have any, Julia said candles.
Oh, candles. Ooh, I really like candles actually.
Boogies.
That's nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
and it's like nice to, he could like walk through and get them, right? So this is my
That's your walk.
interpretation. So yeah, I think these are all amazing suggestions. Shout out to the chat for bringing some amazing ideas. And wow, this is coming along great. Okay? Yeah, spooky.
Right, because he has like gloves on or something.
Yeah, he's
assume,
like
right?
Leather gloves.
Leather gloves.
But
we can't have
not
that,
made from horse leather though. That would be.
Oh, that would be gross.
That would be weird. Okay, so boots. You got the pumpkin head, and you're using the color palette that we developed earlier on the stream.
Yes,
that you developed
and
earlier on
snagged
the
that
stream.
guy. I guess we could change the screen probably closer to that green because that was just like I grabbed it out of nowhere.
It was kind of accurate.
And then
Ryan, I do think the horse needs hair.
Needs hair.
It needs like
it's too naked.
It needs. Well, the cape is in the wind.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
You're not wrong.
Yeah, I think it would really add to the
ambiance.
Yeah, to the ambiance of the horse being evil. So I think
maybe he's just misunderstood.
Great. Also, Christopher said it's almost Halloween, so maybe they collect candy.
Oh yeah,
maybe little candy bits.
So we got apples, we've got candles, we've got candy.
A lot of
really great suggestions.
Definitely 2 points for Christopher on that, and a few points for everyone else who contributed amazing ideas.
Agreed.
Yeah, great work, everyone. Okay, moving that over for the hair. I think, hair's a good choice here. I think that's like kind of the coolest part about
because it's your suggestion. Oh, I think it's the coolest part of the illustration.
No, I was just saying the coolest thing about horses is hairstyles.
Oh, okay. Well, that one could like braided, I guess.
In my opinion, but I don't think the headless horseman horse has braided hair.
You don't think that he cares about how his horse looks?
No, I think it's more like a feisty horse.
Feisty
wild,
horse.
You know?
Wild. Right.
I love this cape.
It's kind of
like Elton Johnny.
Rocket Man.
Yeah, Rocket Man, headless horseman.
You know, it'd be cool if we even gave it a little like little cutout here.
Ooh,
it'd be kind of nice, right?
Yes. Like for the
yes.
For the divot.
Ice cream's so good. Get into every conversation that I can.
No.
Andrew said that he might do an NPC stream for Adobe Live, so stay tuned for that, you guys.
Okay. A skull in a cape. What about caramel apples? Yeah, these are all amazing suggestions. And just for anyone tuning in here, Ryan is illustrating a headless horseman video game using Illustrator, and that reference image that you see there was developed in Adobe Firefly. So he needed a quick reference photo for a horse, as you always do, and he was able to quickly create that just from thin air with text to prompt. Text to prompt. Prompt to image.
Prompt to image.
One of those combination of words.
To something.
I believe it's text to image. And yeah, now we're here drawing away, and Ryan is doing an amazing job of creating a horse from scratch live on stream, and we're witnessing all his skills live. And what's the name of this video game? This is the real. This
Sleepy.
For 100 points.
Oh, 100 point. Wow, this is a big one. This is probably, I don't know, something Sleepy Hollow, something.
Yes.
Who wrote the Headless Horseman? What was his name?
Let's see.
I should know this, but I don't.
Headless Horseman.
And we'll give a little drip to this, right?
Yeah, every candle needs a little drip.
Just a little drip.
Is a novel by Maine Reed.
Main read?
First published in monthly serialized form. That's kind of cool.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's kind of cool.
It was the first subscription-based story.
Yeah, you had to subscribe.
Long before...
During 1865 to 1866. So it took like a year for this to happen, which is really cool. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. That might be the name of the
whole thing
of the video game.
Oh, The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Yeah,
but it is the name of I think the book.
Okay, I'm here for it.
So, wait, no, the Headless Horseman novel is one novel, and then The Legend of Sleepy Hollow I think is something separate.
Oh, really?
It's hard to decipher what's what on Wikipedia right now.
I get that.
But I think that's kind of how it goes. No. The Legend of Sleepy Hollow is Washington Irving, see?
Washington Irving, that's the name I recognize. But The
Headless Horseman is a whole different novel. So.
Whoa, so wait, did he steal it from him? Or is it like, I don't know.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, I'm giving you
Oh my
a lot
gosh.
of work. I'm sorry.
Who's the ghost of a soldier who had been decapitated during the American Revolution? That's all the origin.
Yeah,
there's a lot.
I
There's
didn't
a
realize
lot.
it had like
I feel
American
like,
history in there.
yeah, I feel like there's a lot
a
of
long
different
wick.
lore
It's a
and
very long wick.
a lot of different interpretations as well.
And don't worry, guys. I know that the thing of this is about recoloring, and we're going to get there. But recoloring goes so fast that I wanted to make sure that we created the illustration live on stream so that you guys could also see kind of what it looks like.
You also need to know how to draw in Illustrator before you use Recolor. Otherwise,
Otherwise, what?
you might have a hard time
That's true.
just even getting the basis of the drawing.
Or would this be lighter? That'd be lighter.
That'd be
or darker?
lighter, I
It'd be
think.
lighter because it would be like illuminated by the
Illuminated.
thing. So maybe it's like
But,
even
it's like a gradient thing, I think.
a great. Gradients stress me out.
Don't do it. You don't have to
in
do
here.
it.
No, because we're here. You mentioned it. Now I have to show people that
Now he
I
has
can
to do it.
actually do
Anything
it.
I say, Ryan has to do. It's an amazing
it's a new part of the
dynamic. It's an amazing part of the show where I decide.
Yep.
Okay.
All right,
Yes,
so
this is
it'll be
cool.
Like this.
Yeah,
We'll
is
go
this
like
is
This change to radial.
this a
right?
hard feature for you to use? It is tricky.
Yeah, for me it is. Not for everybody. Like, not as a criticism to the thing. It's just for whatever reason, I just am not.
Do you tend to draw more flat illustrations as opposed to
Yeah.
kind of like gradient?
I don't
fill?
normally add a lot of gradients.
Yeah. But you can do it.
I can do it. It's just, yeah, it's. I don't know. Dog.
Maybe it would work better just flat.
No, because we're gonna do.
Or just like
two.
2 circles.
Let's see.
These are my suggestions for everyone here.
Okay. That
And if you have any questions about how to use Illustrator and any questions about color, because this is a color stream, bring them over, whether you're watching over on YouTube or watching on Behance. Ryan will take all of your questions, and I'll be sure that he gets to them.
just no finance questions, please.
Please, this is not a finance stream. That is Ryan's own show over on his
No, it's not.
where he gives a lot of advice. Okay.
So this is actually getting to a pretty good spot. I guess we should put a background, right?
Yeah.
Of sorts.
If that's what you'd like.
And maybe it has like a little block.
I
I
don't
don't know
wanna
what
be
would
too
be on the
bossy in
block,
here.
but I don't know. So,
Oh yeah, everyone in the chat was saying Washington Irving.
Washington
And I was
Irving.
like, but if you Google Sleepy the Headless Horseman, it's a different
So
book.
what's that about? That's so
I don't
weird.
know.
Now already, yeah, we have a big difference in actually readability here. So we
Yeah,
want to make
it's
sure
true.
that this is like, maybe we even just make it a dark blue. I don't even know.
Yeah, like he's traveling in the night.
Orange, maybe like a fiery. No, that's too hard, right?
It's kind of tough.
I don't know.
Maybe move the color thing over so we can see a little bit more.
Oh yeah, right. This is the chaos
Yeah.
that I live in. I don't know, because if I go too dark, then the horse. I mean,
Then
we
the
could definitely change the color of the horse.
The horse could be orange.
A horse could be orange. But, also the beauty of this is we're about to play with color itself. I just want to give it
So,
enough
yeah.
elements to play with.
We just you kind of have to establish kind of the baseline of colors and contrast to
Mm-hmm.
then play around with it. But it also does like a ton of cool features, which if you
kinda cool.
haven't played with generative color, this is going to be a very exciting stream for you shortly.
You're about to have your
You're
world
about to
rock.
have so much fun, so you need to stay tuned because it's about to get so fun. Okay. People are voting on names here: the Headless Horseman and the Last Crusade.
Oh, that sounds like Indiana Jones. Isn't that Indiana Jones?
I don't know. I've never watched any of the Indiana Jones.
You've never seen Indiana Jones?
Whoops.
Oh, yeah.
Whoops.
I wonder how much of it would be nostalgia, because I haven't watched them in a very long time. And I feel like if I were to watch them again, I might not.
It might not resonate.
Might not resonate as much. I don't like these as green.
This is the beauty of Illustrator. You just color pick your colors as you go and just see what you're vibing with. And then ultimately leave it up to AI down the road. 'Cause
Amen to that.
It's chill.
Yeah,
You can just do that
'cause
now.
I need to get rid of all of personal responsibility and choice.
Sometimes that's what you need in order to get started with creating.
Yep.
And you have like 15 minutes, I believe.
All right. I guess we should get into the coloring part, right? I'm going to delete his legs,
Well,
because that'll be fun,
maybe
right?
you can like recolor certain parts of it and just start playing with it. But also I feel like, if you wanted to add more detail to the background, you could. What did you do? You accidentally cut off his legs. That's not part of it. It's just the legless horse and the headless horseman.
That would be fun. That'd be a nice
that
little
could be fun.
new take on an old thing.
Yeah.
I'm making the horse worse somehow. I don't know.
I feel like maybe the background got too dark.
The background is
that
dark.
why? Like,
no,
maybe it needs
but
to
I
be...
want it to be spooky.
Yeah.
You know?
It's tough because you have to... I think that works.
That works more.
Yeah.
It's
And
kinda
if you
ugly.
wanted to, you could add like...
Also, maybe we'll make him run rather than Winnie.
Yeah, that's true because then he's not going to get the candles
Yeah.
that he needs desperately in order to
Win the game.
win the game of life.
No, it's not the game of life.
It's the game of the Headless Horseman and the Last Crusade.
There we go.
You could also,
That
if
looks much better.
just for the sake of the stream, you could add some text, and then we could do the generative AI on the text too.
Oh, spooky.
So it'll-
Yes,
that-
yes.
if you get to it.
All right, cool. So because we got like 15 minutes left.
Yes.
We can make this happen.
What's this?
I believe. We'll see if you can figure it out.
A tree?
Oh, she gets it.
I'm so good at this.
Oh my goodness.
No references, just drawing trees out of nowhere. Thrilling.
This will be in the background, I guess. So we'll do like a different variation of this.
Yeah.
And also, like, kind of also part of this is just to show you that you really don't have to be an expert in color. And then by the time that you go in and you throw around generative color, it really will do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, which is very helpful.
And I feel like it lets you focus on creating the right illustration, the right design, and then you can kind of fine tune the colors later. So you don't get too caught up because sometimes that can prevent you from getting started.
Yeah,
And that's not cool.
Sometimes the hardest part is literally just getting started somewhere, and anything that can get between that for me is good in my book. Just
Yeah,
because,
anything that could speed that up. Ooh, I love these trees.
Yeah, little spooky trees.
They're fun. I feel like I know that they're evil, like evil spooky trees,
Evil
but
spooky
I
trees.
love the trees. I feel like I could see the apple picking that happened before, and now they're just
Now they're gone.
bare. They're bare.
Did you see any of the earlier today when we were doing apple picking with Andrew and we put in an orchard and then he was
Oh
like, no,
my gosh.
I want it to be a sunset orchard. And then it like put the orchard pretty much on fire. And we're like, okay, so maybe not sunset.
You know, you have to be careful when you do those prompts. You never know what you're gonna get. That's kind of the fun, twisted reality.
But sometimes
of
it prompts something that like you're not expecting, and like it's good for the piece because then you suddenly
rethink
think
it.
of something else. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, well, maybe I can take it in this direction.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it really kind of gives you that wild card element that sometimes as a professional creative you forget to account for because you're just like, you already have like a vision of what you're going to do.
Exactly. All right, so I'm going to lock this real quick just so that I can then get back into here. We're going to make him a little bit tinier.
This is cool. This is looking really, really
this.
good. Christopher also said that, yes, that was a Indiana Jones reference. So
Okay.
there you go.
Good,
You
good,
were,
good,
you
good,
were
good,
totally
good, good.
right.
See, can't get anything past me.
Alejandro Gonzalez Valle says to maybe add a moon.
A moon, that's a great
And
idea.
I think that is an amazing idea.
10 points for you.
10 points for Alejandro. Thank you very much. And Christopher also, I think he got like 100 points because he named it.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. That's fair. That's fair
It's
enough.
fair, it's fair.
This little
So now you're
health
adding a
bar.
little UI.
Yeah.
Cute. What are you running this game on?
Unity.
Perfect.
Whatever that means, you know.
Lies. It's run on Firefly.
On Firefly. Yep. It's a game engine
It's
now
a game
too.
engine now.
Okay.
This is so cool. I feel like those kinds of finishing touches really make it a believable little game experience.
I'm trying.
I mean, big,
I'm
big,
trying.
strong game experience.
Big, strong game. All right. Are we feeling like confident enough about that? I mean, I guess we could add like hills, right? And then maybe I just want to make sure that it feels at least kind of like a completed illustration. I don't
Okay.
want people to feel ripped off.
No one here is feeling ripped off. Everyone is loving this. Right, chat?
Right?
Back me up, chat. Okay.
Maybe this
Oh,
gets a
we
little bit
have
lighter.
some amazing... I know you're not looking for suggestions, but maybe you are because you want to add those finishing details. The moon and the bat
The moon. Yes, I forgot about the moon.
idea might
Yes,
help
yes.
with the ambiance here.
Ambiance.
And remember, guys, if you have any questions on how Ryan is getting all of this done in Illustrator, bring the question to us.
Yeah, sorry if I'm not talking through it enough.
No, I feel like Ryan's busy, guys. Ryan
Okay.
is really busy, and he's adding all the details that you guys are requesting. So everyone's doing amazing.
Here we go. We're going to add some spooky clouds.
He didn't just add a moon. he added clouds as well. You guys are so spoiled.
Don't you guys forget it.
Don't forget.
Because it's kind of
Wade said that everyone's going to message us about the point redemptions.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, well,
We'll see how long that lasts.
Okay, I love those little clouds. I feel like the clouds and the moon are really cohesive with the trees.
Okay.
So I'm really enjoying that.
Although I feel like maybe they're supposed to be like the same color as the hills, maybe, because
yeah, because of the
blends too much.
reflective
Yeah.
nature of the world.
Exactly. Yeah, that's it. You know what? I was gonna say that. That's what I was gonna say. So we'll reflect that. We'll go like this, and then we said with some bats, right? Which I don't even know how do you make a bat, like a
bat would be really cool because then it could seem like they're coming with the headless horseman. Yeah, it's just kind of like a little.
I'm going a
wiggle?
weird place with this, like, because I don't want it to look like a bird, you know, like this is not how you draw a bat.
Let me see. I feel like there's so many ways to draw bats. Maybe something like this. Just to help you out
yes.
Yes. I didn't want to distract him from the stream.
No, it's
and
great.
Add a
All
bunch
right.
of stuff, but
So let's do that. Let's do.
he's got a lot working up here. I just want to make his
here
life
and
easier.
Bring it up. Okay.
Oh, that's perfect. That's looking like an amazing bat.
Boom. All right.
Boom.
And we really got to get to recoloring. So I'm going to do that right after we do this bat. And the good thing about the
Yes.
bats is we're able to copy them and no one can say otherwise because bats go by so fast into the night that you would not be able to see.
For someone who doesn't know how to draw a bat, you just drew one incredibly well.
Made it happen.
That looks awesome.
Not to be confused with the bat symbol.
No.
No Batman
This is
here,
not.
please.
This is not a
You don't need
Batman
Batman's
stream. This
help.
is a headless horseman stream. Everyone's loving the bat. So
Yay!
congrats.
All right. So let's do something like this. Bring it tinier. And we're giving the computer a lot of information to kind of work on and be able to bring life to this illustration. So I'm going to get rid of our original colors. I'm also a stickler for, you can do trim view if you want to view it without it, but I want to just clean it up myself. So we're going to go here and I'm going to hold down Alt to get rid of those guys. And then maybe we unlock this guy and we bring him in. And it doesn't even matter.
He's
it's
just
fine.
tidying it up. Never mind, he's not.
I was gonna
Never mind, guys. He's
We can-
not doing that.
no, I can definitely tidy it up. We can just do that. Maybe
Okay.
this.
So while he's cleaning it up, guys, I know we only have about 8 or 9 minutes left of this stream. So if you have any final questions, if you have any color questions, because I know Ryan worked really quickly here, bring them to us. But if you're just tuning in, I'm here with Ryan Selvy, and he's creating this amazing illustration in Illustrator, and he's going to show you how to use Generative Recolor to change the entire color palette of your illustration in like a few simple clicks. It might even just be one click. But yeah. He's just adding those final details to make the horse a strong stallion, because he didn't want it to look like weak, you know. This is a headless horseman illustration, and this is our video game.
That is a weird looking horse, but we're here for it. All right, so what I'm going to do now
He's a little chunky.
is we can highlight all of it, and I can just click this little button that says Recolor Objects. All right, and it's going to bring up, we're going to get rid of all my other stuff here.
Yeah.
In Generative Recolor, we already have some sample prompts like Salmon Sushi, Sandy Stone Beach, Dark Blue Midnight, Yellow Submarine, Trippy Disco Lights. I just like that idea. So when we click it, it's going to give us a different option for all of these different guys. And I mean, like, just right off the bat, it's going to kind of push us in a way that we're not even expecting.
And it kind of like kept the values or something of the colors that you originally chose, but it's just giving you some other options.
So let's do something else that could be. What if we just do Sleepy Hollow?
Yeah. Just
Is that how you spell? How do you spell hollow?
Yeah, that's how you
like
spell
that?
it.
Sleepy
Yeah.
Hollow.
You
I put
remember
two.
English.
Oh, oops. My bad.
For a fact, you know English, and that is how you spell it.
So we'll go to Recolor.
So you just have to remember to select everything before you do it, because otherwise it's going to not include every element. Okay, so that's your prompt.
Sleepy Hollow.
Halloween spooky,
Halloween spooky.
which is today's theme.
Oh, I love this one.
That one is
This
good.
one's so good. I am genuinely very happy with that. That is
And
so
that
cool.
just elevated this illustration that, you were kind of wrestling with the colors earlier, trying to figure out the moon color, the tree color, the cape, and now that looks
And it's also
sick.
editable. So I can go in here and I can even make like small changes outside of, what we already had and kind of go in and mix with it, bring things up, bring things down, and really
Yeah.
get it to a better place. I'm going to fix this eyeball while we're
And
at
I
it.
feel like you can do it for the entire piece, or you could do it for sections, right? So if you wanted to like recolor just a part of it that you weren't feeling, you can just do that too.
Like maybe this
The pumpkin could use a little oomph.
And we could say, umph. Let's see what happens.
What happens when you do that?
It's going to be like, I don't know what you're doing.
Oh.
Does it have some umph? I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay, but we'll show you that it actually does something with
I mean, it does a lot of different things
pink.
depending on how you prompt it.
pink. Oh, love it. Bright green wellies, whatever that means. Green what is the wellies?
I think Wade was talking about the green boots on the previous color palette.
okay.
And
But
it's really
this
cool
one
that you
can
can just jump around to a bunch of different color
It's
palettes.
a little apple.
Aww. It's cute, but a
jack-o'-lantern.
bit random. Yeah, jack-o'-lantern. If you're like, let's get it going. So we only have about 5 minutes left
red is
here.
interesting. Also, this is also interesting.
That looks cool.
Because maybe it's like an item that you pick up,
Yeah, so it's like selected differently.
So yeah, it has a different little color scheme. You could also put like maybe like a glow behind
Yes.
everything.
A glow would be great, and I feel like it adds to the ambiance of the entire video game.
So you get like maybe like this.
And can you use Recolor to like switch any of the colors around? Like if you want to maintain the color palette, but you just want to switch it up?
Yes, you can. And so what's really cool about that is you can even switch it so that you can go in and you can change the saturation levels. You can change kind of like the feeling of them. So so we're gonna go in here, and what should we select? Let's select, I guess, the horse. Oh yeah, because it's already grouped together, right? And so it has this prominent colors, and we can kind of drag these around, right?
Yeah, you can drag them around, and I think
prominence?
if you go over to
Generative Recolor.
this one,
Oh, this guy.
you can like change the order, or no,
Boom.
the other one changes the order.
Boom.
Yeah, so you can just kind
Bop.
of flip through that and see
That's
which color
nice.
options you want once you
See,
have
I didn't know
colors
that.
from Generative
You're not supposed
Recolor.
to admit what you don't know, but you should admit what you don't know. And I did not know that.
I
And
was
that
just,
really cool.
I'm trying to give you a little something there.
That's fantastic. Thank you
Yeah.
so much.
So now you
I kind
can
of like
play
the full
around with
silhouette.
it.
That's kind of fun.
A little boom, that
boom,
horse. And Stuart Fickling is wondering what it would look like if you did a retro game color scheme.
That's a
And I
great
feel
suggestion.
Like with Generative Recolor, we're able to quickly just recolor it.
So
and
we're
by
saying
we, I mean
retro
again,
game.
Ryan.
No, we're in this together. Like I
Retro
said,
game.
you're an investor in this at this point.
Yeah. We're co-founders of this game.
Co-founders of Sleepy Hollow.
Of Sleepy Hollow, the
okay. Oh, I also really like this one a lot. His
So,
leg
look.
disappears, but we can easily fix that
Yeah.
with just like
You can just select a different color.
like that. That's so easy.
So cool. So with Generative Recolor, it allows you to just really experiment and branch out of maybe the color
Branch
palette.
out with the trees.
With the trees. To branch out of your usual color palette.
No, yeah, it really helps to kind of get me out of the same ones because I remember
easy.
in college I had to, at the end of the semester, hang up all my work from the entire class. And I hadn't realized that for the entire class, for the specific class, every single drawing I had drawn 2 characters and in a similar color thing. And so I put it
Yeah.
all together. And when you see all your work together, you can see patterns. But sometimes, especially in a digital setting, you don't see that.
Yeah.
And like this can help
This can help,
get
yeah.
out of it.
Or give you a new idea. Now you're like, oh, I'm going to use this color palette that Gen AI created for everything.
Yeah. And then you can have, what do you say? You have your vetted colors.
Yes, vetted
you can
colors
get
that
more
you can
vetted
use all
colors.
the time, or just add and grow to it, grow your palette. This has been amazing. And wait, did you show off the sample prompts they're built in? So
Yes.
if you have no ideas and you just want to get started, you're able to just try out some of the sample prompts and go from there.
What
Because
is this?
sometimes
Summer
we
by
don't.
the what? Summer by the sea.
Summer by the sea. So sometimes you're not really sure which way to go. you have some prompts set up there, or you can type in and have fun and get creative.
It's a much beachy vibe.
This has been amazing, Ryan.
Well, thank you for having me. I had a really good time just hanging out and having some cool, spooky video game vibes.
Drawing horses from scratch live on stream.
Don't hold me to
creating an
that.
entire video game. Ryan, you did so much. Where can people find you and find all your work?
You can find me at Ryan Selvy, RyanSelvy, pretty much everywhere. Behance, Instagram. Other things are constantly changing. I used to say Twitter, but I don't really go on Twitter much anymore.
Got it. Okay, so you can find him everywhere. Thank you so much for showing us how to create an Illustrator, how to use Gen AI to switch up your colors, and taught us a little bit about the headless horseman along the way.
We learned a little bit about Sleepy Hollow.
Yes, and we learned about Sleepy Hollow. So
Where can
thank
we
you,
find you?
everyone. Oh, you can find me over on Instagram at Fabiolita Draws, and you can find our latest video game on Ryan's account. All right, everyone.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for being
Bye.
here. See you next time.